Hello, good evening. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. Am I live? Am I live? Yes, I am. Beautiful. All right. I just want to say hello and good evening. I wanted to give you a quick update. It's 6:40 now in Trinidad time, and I have a group coaching in 20 minutes, so I only have about 10, 12 minutes to give you an update. But I wanted to give you a quick update as to my progress in my long fast. If you don't know, 12 days ago, a little about 12 days and a few hours ago, I started my longest fasting journey yet. It was a Thursday afternoon, and the goal is, and still I'm on the path to, is to do a 67-day water fast. The longest I've done continuously up to this point is 38 days. I wanted to maybe give you some updates. So, as you probably can tell from this beautiful webcam, that as always, when you do fasting, you look good, you look young. I'm always happy to look good and look young. The major benefit of fasting is the autophagy, which is the anti-aging benefit. If you don't know what that is, it's when your body eats itself in a combination of recycling parts that aren't necessary. Like, think of it like as a bad cell that needs to be recycled. It's also used to help us to get rid of those cells that aren't beneficial. So that's what autophagy means, self-eat. It looks like autophagy, P-H-A-G-Y, if you want to look it up. It's a great thing. If you have questions, shoot me the questions. I should be able to see them on the side for most platforms. So I have a little window here, and if you have questions, I welcome them. So the fast, I just finished day 12 of 67 days. The plan is that I will do these updates sometimes more regularly and sometimes not. Sometimes life gets in the way, as you, I'm sure, well understand. If you're on and you're watching this live, by the way, say hi. I always appreciate people who say hi when they're seeing me. I stream to multiple platforms, so it'll kind of, the software will pull it together to see hi where you're coming from. But I've tried something that I read about, and I don't know how long I'll be doing it, but it's a concept where what happens when you fast is your body dumps toxins. And I actually was stinky for a few days, meaning my body was detoxing, and my sweat and pores and all that kind of stuff were just releasing all that kind of stuff, and my breath would stink, just more body odor. And I am trying out something that I had read about, that the strictest of water fasters would tell me I'm totally disobeying the rules, I'm being a bad water faster. But at the end of the day, there is something where if you're not perfect, that's okay, and everyone's going to have their own rules. So if you don't know my history of water fasting, let me tell you what I do every single time. So I have water, and I have water several areas right around me now, but your body requires electrolytes, and these electrolytes allow your muscles and your brain and everything to really have beautiful function once you have lost sugar in your system. Even if you haven't lost sugar in your system, this is why you always hear about Gatorade and all these things for athletes. Your body needs these electrolyte salts. Salt, aka sodium bicarbonate. I use pink salt or Celtic salt, but these and potassium and magnesium are what your body, muscles, and a whole bunch of supplemental and miscellaneous functions your body uses for regular life, your body needs. And when people fast, your body uses this as a way to help buffer the toxins that are being dumped when we detox. And when a toxin comes out, toxins are, if you remember chemistry in school, if you're a chemistry person, are either acidic or alkaline, and toxins are acidic. And these salts, these electrolyte salts, also have an alkaline benefit to the body, and they actually neutralize these negative acidic toxins, and they allow the body to flush them out. With that, so I do that, and then here's the thing that those who are the strictest water fasters will may or may not, and I'm whatever, they can say whatever they want, and I respect their thoughts, and that's fine. But with long fasts, I just did this 38-day water fast a few months ago, and when I did that, I experienced at the end, I didn't eat enough fruit, or in other words, I went to a fairly normal diet too soon, and the reason, and as a downside repercussion, I had headaches for like 4 or 5 days straight. Not like, oh, I got a headache, like pounding headaches. To the degree I couldn't sleep, they keep me up. And what was happening is when you eat foods that don't flush your stuff out like veggies and fruits do, or just some sort of high fiber thing, what happens is your body reabsorbs these toxins that it's put in your lower intestines, and when it does this, it recirculates them in your system, which is what causes these headaches in me. And if people do this too much, and they, because I had several days of fruit flushing and veggie flushing and all that, but I should have done it longer. This is my lesson from the last one. And this is what kills people in fasting, is generally when they start eating again, they eat foods for a very short time that may flush their system, but they immediately go to like breads and or basically carbs and proteins. They need to have veggie-rich, water-rich fruits and veggies solely for a few. It's typically recommended 50% of the time that they actually fasted. And what it does is it flushes out the toxins from that colon. So let me tell you what I've been doing. What I have been doing is another hack I read from a few other people who have done these long fasts. And what it is they either do a combination or a mix thereof of what's called activated charcoal, which is commonly used in food poisoning. Activated charcoal is famous for just sucking toxins, okay? And if you took something bad or whatever, they'll make you eat these activated charcoal, and they literally absorb everything. Good, bad, and the ugly, they absorb it. But activated charcoal is extremely dehydrating. And what happens is, if you just have that alone, it barely moves in your system, and it basically makes it feel like you're kind of almost like you have a level of constipation. So the hack is you take the charcoal, and then afterwards you take psyllium husk, and psyllium husk allows your body to have fiber that pushes the charcoal out, and it actually helps sweep all your intestines as well. So what I have been doing presently, I've done this for several days now, is I'll have a teaspoon to tablespoon of psyllium husk in water, mix it up, and it has two benefits. It flushes out my system to a certain degree. I haven't been taking activated charcoal yet, but it flushes out my system, and it makes you actually feel like you had a little meal. So it's like this little hack. And trust me, when you haven't had anything, a little bit of something feels like something. So, but the real blessing with it is that it has allowed me to slowly flush out the toxins that get dumped in my lower intestine. So there's less of a buildup there. What I plan on doing is maybe every 4 or 5 days having one of these activated charcoal things, and again, continually doing the psyllium. But what it allows as well is, but the blessing of feeling like you've eaten something, it's a night and day. It does have a minor caloric intake. Psyllium husk is maybe maybe I'm taking maybe 10 to 30 calories, which the body every day goes through hundreds of calories even in fasting, because your body's always breaking things down and reusing them with the autophagy I mentioned earlier. So this is well within the body's normal autophagy. So it's not really messing anything up, but it's a beautiful hack. So if you're getting into fasting, boy, I tell you, buy a container of psyllium, import it wherever you get it, and do a tablespoon, mix it in water every day. If you want to sweeten it, make it taste interesting, you could add some apple cider vinegar to it, which has no calories. And you could add a little bit of stevia powdered or liquid stevia drops. That'll also, and by the way, if you do stevia and apple cider vinegar, it actually tastes like apple juice to an extent, or an apple cider. So these are just some hacks, but let me know your questions in the comments. A lot of people are going to see this afterwards. So the few people are on now, I just want to say thank you for checking in. I appreciate you. I have my group coaching here with Aligned with Greatness here in a minute. If you ever need, you feel like, boy, I need coaching, whatever, reach out to me. I have a couple options, one-on-one, also group coaching. Always happy to help, happy to support. If you just have a quick question, send me a message. I'll do my best to help you as soon as I can. So I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you for all your support. And the last fast I did of 38 days, I probably did half of those to 2/3 of those live. Thanks for the thumbs up. And when I did that, about a dozen to 15 people, I would say, actually got inspired to start fasting from it. So I always see, if you see my posts, we have more reach than we think, and you inspire more than you know, and more people see your stuff than you know. More people see things than comment or like and all that and share and all that. So whatever you do in your life, I strongly encourage to share your voice, share what you feel is what you need to say. If God's telling you to say this, say it. Say it. Now's the time to be strong. Now's not the time to back down. I feel a strong pull by divine intervention. God's asking me, encouraging me to fast. The only reason I started fasting a few years ago was the way God talks to me. God is very much, for me, it almost feels like an inner drive. A lot of the communication I get with the divine works that way. But my point is, trust that in yourself, and you will go far. You will achieve the things you need to achieve. Be patient, be persistent. If you do want to fast, I'm happy to encourage you. I'm happy to give you some pointers, happy to give you some books, all of that. And before you ever get into it, my only last bit of encouragement is talk to your doctor, especially if you have some health issues, if you take medications, and always start slow. And the reason I really support for doctors is people have a lot of health challenges that can be helped with fasting, but how you do it is smart. And often medications get adjusted as you fast, etc. So talk to a medical professional. Don't do this laissez-faire. It's always better to have that little thumbs up than not. So with that, I appreciate you. I wish you the best.